Hello to all the diehard Celtic FC supporters out there. What a whirlwind of recent events it has been. And if you've been keeping up, you know there's plenty to unpack, from international highlights to all the behind-the-scenes buzz at our beloved club. Let's start with some pride for Irish football, because last night's result had to make every fan jump out of their seat. Ireland secured a 2-0 victory over Portugal, and the way they played at the Aviva Stadium really shows that Irish football is alive and thriving. The atmosphere there was electric, every corner filled with fans chanting, the energy bouncing off the stands. It's the kind of vibe that Scottish football often struggles to match. Watching that, you can't help but imagine what it would be like if our national team, or even Celtic during the Cup finals, could harness that same level of passion in the stadium. It's clear that Ireland, despite some inconsistencies in the qualifiers, have something going, and last night's performance was proof that the squad is capable of competing with the very best. One standout was, of course, Liam Scales. Playing the majority of the match at left wing back, he showed why he deserves serious consideration in Celtic's defensive plans. Although he received a booking near the end, likely for time wasting, the assist he provided for Troy Parrott's opening goal was a highlight, showcasing not only his positioning, but his understanding of timing and precision. It looked like he had a slightly slow start against Portugal's attacking threat down his side, but he quickly found his rhythm, becoming a reliable presence both defensively and offensively. With Marcelo Serra out, it seems increasingly likely that Liam Scales could become a regular option at left back for Celtic, alongside players like Hayato and Amura. His performance on the international stage reinforces the idea that he's not just a temporary solution. He could be integral to our squad over the coming weeks and months. Johnny Kenny, although an unused substitute, will have gained valuable exposure to this level of competition, learning what it takes to perform on an international stage. Moments like these are crucial for young players and hint at a bright future for our squad if they can carry that experience into domestic competition. Shifting focus back to Celtic, while we don't have a match this weekend, there's no shortage of news off the pitch, especially regarding the managerial search. Progress has been slow, and it seems the club is still working through internal deliberations. The involvement of Paul Tisdale in helping to shape the shortlist for potential candidates is an interesting shift. Historically, Celtic's managerial appointments have been largely decided at the board level, often guided by the gut instincts of Dermot Desmond himself. While Tisdale's input is notable, the final decision almost certainly comes down to Desmond, whose track record in choosing managers who can thrive at Celtic speaks for itself. Names like Wilfred Nancy continue to circulate, but the reality is that he remains committed to his role at Columbus Crew in the United States. His recent press conference clearly avoided addressing any Celtic speculation, underlining that his focus remains with his current club for now. Reports suggest his contract could extend until 2027, which means any move would require negotiation and likely compensation. A complicated, but not impossible, scenario if Celtic were to pursue him seriously. Other names, like Kieran McKenna, have also been floated, and while discussions continue, there is still no concrete confirmation. Some options, such as Cheto Cutson at Bodo Glimt or Nicky Hine, seem unlikely, given their current roles and level of autonomy at their clubs. The decision, in many ways, will reflect Desmond's instincts and his vision for Celtic's immediate future. Looking ahead, the annual general meeting at Celtic Park, scheduled for the 21st of November, is poised to provide some clarity on the club's direction. While AGMs in the past have sometimes disappointed in terms of drama, there are key resolutions that could bring significant changes. Ordinary resolutions will handle standard business, such as board appointments, while advisory votes touch on director compensation, providing a sense of accountability, even if not legally binding. More intriguing, however, are the shareholder requisitions. These have been pushed forward by the Celtic Trust, aiming to introduce a strategic review with a medium-term plan spanning 3 to 5 years. The intention is to establish clear football and financial objectives, linking board remuneration to measurable outcomes, a move that could bring a more structured approach to governance. Another requisition addresses no confidence in certain executives, highlighting concerns over transfer dealings, stadium development, and fan engagement. Such motions, if passed, could lead to a significant refresh of the board, potentially aligning club leadership more closely with supporter expectations. These discussions will undoubtedly dominate questions during the AGM, and while there may not be fireworks, the outcomes could shape the trajectory of Celtic for years to come. Off the pitch, there's an interesting development at Aberdeen. The club has received permission to trial alcohol sales before matches, a first for top-flight Scottish football since the ban in 1981. The plan is tightly controlled. Alcohol will only be available in the concourse before kickoff, and supporters will not have pitch views while drinking. While this is a trial, it represents a small step toward potentially modernizing the matchday experience in Scotland. Seeing this initiative in action will be fascinating, as it may pave the way for similar arrangements at other clubs, including Celtic, perhaps for less high-stakes matches or controlled fan zones. The balance between tradition and modernization in Scottish football has always been delicate, and initiatives like this provide a glimpse of how clubs might adapt without compromising safety or atmosphere. It's a subtle reminder that football in Scotland, much like our team, is constantly evolving, finding new ways to engage supporters while maintaining the heritage that makes it special. Returning to Celtic's immediate concerns, the absence of a confirmed manager continues to dominate conversations. Whether the AGM will coincide with an announcement remains to be seen. There's a sense that the board might prefer having a new appointment in place to avoid distractions, yet speculation itself can shift focus onto other pressing club matters. Names like Robbie Keane occasionally surface in the chatter, fitting the type of manager Desmond historically favors, yet nothing has been finalized. Celtic's approach, as ever, balances patience with decisive action, ensuring that when a manager is finally appointed, they align with both the club's philosophy and Desmond's personal vision. Until then, supporters remain in that familiar state of anticipation, analyzing every press release, every media hint, and every minor development as possible signals for the future. It is this blend of uncertainty and excitement that keeps discussions vibrant, whether around the performance of players like Liam Scales, managerial rumors, or fan engagement initiatives. Picking up from where we left off, the wider landscape around Celtic is filled with stories that keep fans talking, even when there isn't a match on the horizon. The managerial situation remains the hottest topic, and while speculation continues, it's important to remember that Celtic's approach often combines strategy with instinct. Dermot Desmond has always been the key figure behind appointments, and the subtle shifts we see now, with Paul Tisdale assisting in identifying potential candidates, suggest a slightly more collaborative approach. That said, the ultimate choice will still reflect Desmond's vision. Names like Wilfred Nancy, still under contract with Columbus Crew, and Kieran McKenna are in the conversation, but it's clear that Celtic won't rush into a decision. Nancy's focus remains in the United States, and any potential negotiations would have to navigate contractual obligations, which adds a layer of complexity. Kieran McKenna's situation is also nuanced. He has proven himself capable at his current club, but the Celtic project is different in both pressure and expectation. Celtic fans have learned to be patient in situations like this, trusting that when the announcement comes, it will be with careful thought and an eye for long-term stability. While the search for a manager dominates headlines, there are developments elsewhere in the club that are equally fascinating. The upcoming AGM on the 21st of November is shaping up to be particularly revealing, not necessarily for the spectacle, but for the substance of what will be discussed. Shareholders will have their say on a variety of issues, from board appointments to more contentious resolutions regarding club strategy and executive performance. One of the most significant motions is the strategic review, calling for a 3 to 5 year football and financial plan. This review is designed to set measurable objectives, ensuring that both footballing and commercial targets are clear and linking executive compensation to achieving these goals. It's a practical move that could ensure greater accountability at all levels of the club. Another resolution challenges the current executives, highlighting concerns over past transfer dealings, stadium developments, and general fan engagement. Should these motions gain traction, they could pave the way for a refreshed board and a clearer alignment between club leadership and supporter expectations, which has long been a source of tension. Meanwhile, fans are also watching how other Scottish clubs experiment with initiatives to enhance matchday experiences. Aberdeen's trial of alcohol sales before games is particularly noteworthy, marking the first time in decades that supporters can legally buy drinks within the stadium. The rules are strict, Sales are confined to the concourse and cease before kickoff, ensuring no impact on safety or viewing experiences. It's a controlled experiment, but it could signal a gradual evolution in how Scottish clubs engage fans. Imagine a scenario at Celtic Park where supporters could enjoy a pint before kickoff in a designated area, bringing an atmosphere more akin to European match days. While tradition is deeply embedded in Scottish football, innovations like these could make attending games a more enjoyable and social experience without undermining the sport itself. Such changes may seem small, but they can gradually transform the fan experience, creating an environment that's both safe and vibrant, attracting new generations of supporters while retaining the loyal core. Turning back to the team, the international performances of players like Liam Scales remain a bright spot. Scales' contribution for Ireland, particularly his assist for Troy Parrott's opening goal, showcased his readiness to compete at a high level. Playing as left wing back in a back five, he demonstrated both defensive solidity and attacking intelligence. With Marcelo Serra unavailable, there's growing confidence that Scales could become a reliable option for Celtic in that position. His adaptability and experience gained at the international level are invaluable, and this could have implications for squad rotation and tactical planning over the next few weeks. Johnny Kenny's involvement, even as an unused substitute, also highlights Celtic's approach to nurturing young talent. Exposure to international match environments prepares players for the pressures of domestic cup finals, European competition, and high-stakes league matches, ensuring that the club's talent pipeline remains strong. Off-pitch developments continue to feed into the narrative surrounding Celtic. The manager search, AGM preparations, and fan engagement initiatives all intersect, shaping the story of the club at this moment in time. Supporters are attuned to every hint, every report, and every development, whether it's the possibility of a new manager, a strategic shift from the board, or small experiments like pre-match alcohol sales at other clubs. Even though no fixture is scheduled for this weekend, the discussions remain vibrant. Fans debate the potential candidates, weigh up the merits of each, and imagine how the next few years might unfold under new leadership. The blend of anticipation, analysis, and speculation creates a dynamic environment where every statement, every decision, and every movement is scrutinized. It's a unique aspect of being a Celtic supporter, where off-pitch developments carry as much weight as what happens on the field. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Whispers around Parkhead have grown into a full-blown storm, as Celtic reportedly drops a bombshell that's left the squad reeling. Sources close to the club claim the management has made a massive, career-altering decision that no one in the dressing room saw coming. Players are said to be in utter disbelief, pacing the corridors, phones glued to their hands, trying to make sense of the news. The rumor mill suggests the decision isn't about a simple transfer or a tactical tweak. It's something far heavier, something that could reshape the club's immediate future. While Celtic fans have always braced themselves for managerial changes and the usual transfer chatter, insiders say this is on another level entirely. The word on the street is that even the senior squad members, the ones usually cool under pressure, were left speechless, some reportedly needing a moment outside the training ground just to gather themselves. There's talk of late-night meetings at Lennox Down, hushed phone calls, and a sense of urgency in the air that hasn't been felt in years. Staff members are described as running on nerves, trying to implement new directives while calming anxious players. One insider hinted that the decision may have long-term implications on contracts, player hierarchy, or even the club's philosophy, leaving many wondering who will adapt and who might be heading for the exit door. Meanwhile, fans on social media are in a frenzy, dissecting every leaked snippet of information, forming theories ranging from shock transfers to unexpected managerial shifts. Some speculate this could be the start of a radical overhaul, while others whisper about internal disagreements reaching breaking point. Whatever the truth, one thing is clear. Celtic is in uncharted waters, and the reaction inside the club suggests this is no ordinary shakeup. As the speculation continues to swirl, one thing is certain: Parkhead has never felt quite like this before. The club that prides itself on resilience and unity now faces an internal storm that could test loyalties, patience, and nerves. Rumors are flying faster than a summer transfer, and the Celtic faithful are holding their breath, waiting to see just how deep this shockwave will run. If the inside chatter is anything to go by, the coming days, or weeks, could define the very identity of Celtic, leaving players, staff, and supporters alike wondering if anything will ever feel the same again. Hello, fan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.